Welcome to Soul Unfiltered, a raw, real, and liberating voice of the soul. I'm Faye Lao, and this is not your perfectly polished love and light kind of show. This is where sacred storytelling meets spiritual tools for soul awakening. I'm an intuitive energy healer, certified grief educator, and spiritual coach. I create a welcoming place for healing and for you to share your truth and reclaim your authentic self. Here, we laugh through the tears, live with intention, and rise through the moments of our growth. This is your space to be real, be seen, and come home to yourself, where you can be unfiltered. This is Soul Unfiltered. Hello, everyone, and welcome. Thank you for joining me today. I'm Faye Lao, and this is Soul Unfiltered, space for reflection, grounded mindfulness, with stories and healing conversations drawn from personal experience. Today's broadcast is titled Walking Peace Forward, Becoming the Peace We Seek. It's an invitation to pause, to breathe, and to explore what it means to live peace, not as an idea or aspiration, but as a lived, embodied practice. Let's just take a moment to arrive as I welcome your presence. Before we begin, let's take a moment to breathe deeply, letting the body arrive where the mind has already landed, and allow our time together to unfold in a peaceful state. Because when we start from calm and intention, instead of haste or pressure, everything else begins to make more sense and becomes much more present right here in the now. And Happy New Year to all. I hope the new year has brought you a happy start. I was very happy just a few days ago because I woke up to nearly 9 inches of snow outside. I love snow. It's so beautiful. This sense of purity descending from the heavens, it's my favorite part of winter, that quiet beauty of snow. I have a great view now of white and the lake. In a new year, it's interesting how many people feel the need to already be different from the year before. Do you feel different? To be better, brighter, smarter, more motivated, more accomplished? Oh, and happier too? Or you're still waiting for that moment? Some people enjoy the optimistic energy of the holidays, hoping the new year will bring some shiny new experiences and fresh beginnings. Others, not so much. I spent many years working in human resources, and for analytical, conscientious people, the start of a new year can feel like it's time for a performance review, a personal one. You set new goals, measure results, and explain what you'll do better next year. And also evaluate yourself and what you did that was so amazing last year to justify your employment or your existence on this planet. No pressure, right? So you may ask yourself, what am I supposed to do better this year compared to last year? Has anyone ever had to write their own performance review at a job? I had to many times. And being in HR, that was not fun. Even HR people don't like that. So the mind spins and our body's nervous system goes a little hyper, feeling the pressure to perform, to look good, achieve, earn, maybe make your boss look good, acquire more, be more than you were yesterday. No pressure. It makes many people end up starting this year feeling tired, worried, a little disappointed about last year, stretched too thin, and a little burned out from last year as well. Some started the new year a little over still, didn't wake up for a few more days later. And current events are creating a sense of fear and anxiety about the future. Health, career, money, relationships, politics, the state of the world. There's fear about there. Some people are losing sleep, staying awake at night, anxious for their future and the future of their loved ones and their families, their jobs. Well, take a moment to think about all that. But I want you to know, if that's you, I want you to know this. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not broken. Don't think that there's anything wrong with you. You're actually really doing just fine. You may be feeling all the nervous energies of the rest of the world, besides whatever your personal challenges may be at the moment. It is the human condition after all. Sometimes we're led to think that we arrived to this world broken, but we didn't. We are just reactive beings who are sensitive and who can feel the world's energies all around us, whether we know it or not. Our world has gotten really wonky lately. Can we fix it? Through our own consciousness? There's a fun question, and it's not rhetorical. We may not fix the world today in an hour, but I do believe we can help, one step at a time, where others have already begun. January performance reviews are not a demand for yourself. It's a threshold moment. It's that quiet space between what has been and what can be for intention, awareness, and choice. Optimism helps too. You have to have hope. So today, rather than pushing forward, I'd like you to slow down with me, to reflect and notice. What if beginning again starts with peace instead of pressure and too many high, unrealistic expectations of self? Think about that for a moment. In the month of January, unfortunately, we have fear around the world, but we can make some conscious choices about that. So let's talk about fear for a moment. Fear is certainly not new to the world, to our bodies, to ourselves. What's new is how quickly fear spreads these days through technology. Stories filled with urgency, outrage, despair, grief. We're surrounded by stories designed to alarm us. Fear sells, unfortunately, sells well too. And while it's important to be informed, there is a difference between awareness and immersion into fear. Immersion in fear narrows our minds and our thoughts, but awareness and discernment can expand our minds and thoughts. Fear likes to tell us, act now or lose everything. That's scarcity marketing, right? Buy now or it'll be out of stock. Wisdom asks, what is actually true in this moment? That's your discernment. Mind you, a little fear in the form of vigilance is helpful for safety reasons, right? Fear can help keep us safe. Are you afraid of a pandemic? Hurry, buy more toilet paper. Sorry, I couldn't resist that. But when fear becomes constant and is part of your daily life, it stops being helpful. And one of the most kind things we can do for ourselves, compassionate things we can do for ourselves, is to notice when fear might be driving our decisions and our lives. Fear sometimes disguises itself as responsibility, productivity, being realistic about the world and planning ahead, being a survivalist. But your body might tell you a stressful story. Fear also can create that fight or flight or deer in headlights response. Happens here in Missouri where I live, lots of deer. Fear also disconnects us from our intuition. January does not require urgency, but rather our conscious presence. So let's talk about walking peace forward in love, kindness, and compassion. Let's take a moment now to slow everything down about ourselves, if you have that moment. Wherever you are, in a quiet, peaceful place, comfortable furnishings to lay on, allow your body to settle, and gently close your eyes. We'll do a little mindfulness exercise. Take a slow breath in through your nose. Breathe out slowly through your mouth. Again, breathing in, breathing out. And one more time. Breathing in, breathing out. Easy and relaxed. There's nothing you need to fix right now, nothing you need to figure out. Just enjoy this moment and your breath. Allow your shoulders to soften, let your forehead relax, let your jaw relax. Relax your shoulders, relax your chest, relax your back, soften your muscles. Wiggle around gently for more comfort if you like. Relax your belly, your hips, your knees, your legs, your feet. And imagine a bright, warm, golden sun above your head. And bring that huge golden sun all the way down your entire body. The gold and the light and the sun and the warmth soaking up every cell of your body, every hair, every molecule of your body, every cell, filling it with light and healing and calm. And allow that golden sun to be as wide as your body, with your arms outstretched. And stretch that golden sun all the way down to the center of the earth, from head to toe and beyond. Your anchor to the earth's grounding, healing messages and energies. Feel the support beneath your body, your chair or bed, couch or surface you're on, and the support of the earth itself. Now imagine yourself in your mind's eye, standing on a path, and you are walking forward to a favorite place of yours beyond that path. You're not rushing. You're not trying to get anywhere quickly. You're just walking. Feel your feet touching the ground, step by step, steady and unhurried. With each step, you feel more supported, more grounded, more present. And as you walk, begin to notice your breath, breathing in gently, breathing out slowly, breathing in the fresh air with any fragrant aromas of flowers, trees, plants, and the earth itself. And you might imagine breathing in love, the feeling of love, and breathing out love. No effort, just a gentle, loving rhythm, feeling the love that you hold within you. And imagine breathing in kindness and breathing out kindness, feeling the kindness you hold within you. Now imagine breathing in compassion, breathing out compassion, feeling the compassion for yourself and in your own being. And now you are breathing in peace and breathing out peace, feeling the peacefulness within and around you. And notice the world you walk in. Perhaps there are trees nearby, their roots deep in the soil, grounded like you are, their branches reaching upward to the skies, swaying in the breeze. And notice the air around you, a soft breeze, fragrant, cool or warm, pure and refreshing. And you may hear birds, the rustle of leaves, or of distant, ordinary sounds in nature. And above you, the open sky, blue and bright, clear, wide and spacious, holding everything without effort. all the peace in the world, in the sky. And as you walk, you may notice thoughts passing through your mind, plans, worries, aspirations, thoughts of what if. You don't need to push them away. You don't need to follow them. Simply notice them and let them pass, like clouds moving across the sky to melt into space. Worry sometimes tries to pull us into the future, into stories that haven't happened yet. But right now, you are here. In this moment, you are safe. With each step forward, imagine gently setting down anything you don't need to carry with you. Worries from yesterday, worries about tomorrow, the pressure to have everything figured out. You don't need these on your walk. Drop them behind you on your path and allow them to be absorbed by the earth, melted into the ground to the center of the earth, to transmute into light. As the weight falls away and disappears, notice how your breath deepens, how your body softens into relaxation, how your mind grows quieter. And now, feel your own heart. And notice there's a quiet steadiness there, calm center that's always been with you. You might think of it as your inner wisdom, your deeper knowing, or simply your sense of well-being. You don't have to name it, just feel it. And as you walk, you may begin to sense a simple intention forming, not a demand, but as a way of being. Be the love you wish to see and feel. Show the love you wish to feel and see in the way you walk, in the way you breathe, in the way you hold yourself, in the way you show yourself. Be the kindness in your thoughts, your words, in your pauses, in your writing. Show compassion to yourself and then to others. Not because you have to, but because it feels so good. Peace doesn't come from forcing worry away. It comes from returning to presence, from choosing to meet this moment with love, kindness, and compassion in peace. If it feels peaceful, you might say to yourself, I'm here. I'm breathing. This moment is enough, and it feels great. Let those words settle, not as commands, but as gentle reminders of your own light and divinity within. Continue walking a few more steps, breathing in love, breathing out love, breathing in kindness, breathing out kindness, breathing in compassion, breathing out compassion, breathing in peace, breathing out peace, feeling supported, steady, calm, and peaceful. Then you may begin to realize something simple and true. Peace doesn't come from forcing fear away. It comes from returning to presence, finding who you are within the divinity and light of you. As you continue walking, make notice that not every step is quiet. Sometimes there are sounds, movements, interruptions that pull your attention away for a moment. You don't need to resist. You don't need to explain. Simply notice. Pause your breath for a moment and offer a quiet blessing into the space. You might say softly and feel the meaning of the words to yourself and to others, to the world. May you be well. May you be happy. May you be peaceful. And then return to your path. Steady, grounded, continuing forward with your calm presence. If it feels right, you may also say to yourself, I'm here, I'm breathing, this moment feels great. Let these words settle as gentle reminders. Walking a few more steps, supported, steady, and calm. And now, slowly bring your awareness back. Feel your breath again. Feel your body where it rests. Take a final breath in and out. And when you're ready, open your eyes, carrying with you a little more calm, a little more peace, and the knowing that you can return to this place whenever you seek peace. You're safe and at peace. And as we continue back from this gentle walk, let's return to that performance review for last year. Anyone dare talk about it? Well, let me share with you what last year looked like for me. I was pretty tired and I felt like I got nothing done during the year. But after taking some inventory of the events of last year, I realized how some adult decisions can magnify the feelings of having carried some big rocks all year. No wonder I was tired. When I look back, I can see that the work wasn't about moving forward very quickly. It wasn't about making big decisions or dramatic changes, although I did make some big choices. The real work was learning how to stay still and do a whole lot less. Because really, less is more. And doing less gives you more space and also more freedom. There were a lot of activities in my life that didn't end completely. A relationship ended, then returned, ended again. Not because there was that much drama, but because life doesn't always resolve itself in a straight line. It's more like a big hairball. I know hairballs. I used to have cats. And at the same time, I managed a house that needed a lot of work still. Repairs, updates, preparing it for sale, all while living with imagining some uncertain outcomes while waiting for the next steps to guide my future. From the outside, it probably didn't look like much work at all, but my body felt it. I was restless, couldn't sleep, my heart would race, my blood pressure was up. There were days my only motivation was to stay merged with my couch. I felt good, actually. Was I depressed? No, I was just tired and depleted. And that might have looked like depression, but it wasn't. That's when I realized something important. Even when we're doing the right things, being responsible, trying our best to live a good life, there's still a cost to carry too much for too long. It's called burnout, right? So here's what I did. Naturally, following my own rhythms, I let myself slow down instinctively, simply because I felt the calling. I stopped multitasking and started now what I call monotasking. It's my new favorite word. Can we stop bragging on our resumes about ability to multitask? That's not really healthy, really, in the long run. Shall we instead monotask to give intentional focus to more quality to everything that we do? One thing at a time, one decision at a time, one day at a time, one monotask at a time. I like that. Keeping things simple, which is easier said than done. And there is a certain integrity to monotasking, really. You give your task some respect and attention to quality, care, precision, and even gratitude for that moment, whatever that might be in your work. And that's where mindfulness can come in. It simply may look like this thought. Did I remember to be grateful for my food on my table? Yes. For all the people who brought it to my table? Yes. Give them a thanks and a blessing. That's just a simple beginning of being mindful, just for food, something we consume daily. It's a good practice. The food actually tastes better, and when you bless the food, it tastes better too. It has more light in it. And then something unexpected happened. Packing books for my eventual move, I came across a coloring book I bought years ago and forgot all about it, never used it. It was sitting on the shelf waiting for me for that moment. Synchronicities do happen when you need it most, right? And I remember thinking, why not? Let's be impulsive for a change. Not that I'm not free of impulses, I can be very impulsive. No planning, no thinking, no productivity goals, just coloring. I dug around the house for markers and gel pens, and I started filling in the pages with colors. Simple images, bright colors, fun pages filled with donuts, cupcakes, and fruits, and stories to color in. Nothing intellectual, nothing too smart, just easy. And while trying to let go of the need to make sure all my colors matched, trying to let go of the OCD in me is easier said than done, too. It's impulsive. Matching everything, making everything perfect. We don't need to do that. It's overrated, being perfect. And surprisingly, after a few days, my body responded. Mine was still busy, but I became a peaceful busy while coloring. Instead of anxious worries about the future and listing a whole bunch of possible solutions in my head, I had the same solutions, but now in peace and calm. Much better, right? My anxiety reduced, my sleep improved, no more heart palpitations. I think my blood pressure dropped as well, but I wasn't checking. I was just feeling much better. Yay, almost normal. All while I remembered how much I enjoyed coloring decades ago as a kid. My coloring work as an adult has been to paint my houses. Boring Swiss coffee white all around my current house, accents of red. But painting my house is a whole lot harder than playing with coloring books and shiny glitter gel pens. That's fun. And while coloring, I even made time to think about thinking. What a thought, huh? What a concept. The nerd in me was analyzing how I process thinking, or not even thinking. Story for another day. But it turns out that was my colorful version of meditation and mindfulness. It's a good thing, as Martha Stewart would say. What surprised me most was how powerful simplicity can be. How child's play could restore something so essential, my own energies and fun. Finally, more fun. Peace and quiet enjoyment of a child's joy. Children, when little, are still wired to find and experience joy. They find a way, no matter how difficult their childhood might be. Find ways to adapt in their innocent and optimism for life. That's a child's superpower. They're very resilient, more so than we ever give them credit for. Life can wear out an adult over many years, and we may forget to seek joy with the weight of life on our shoulders. So it's good to be mindful and remember these things, these small things in life to brighten our days. Do you wish you were still a child at times when life became complicated? I actually don't, but it's a nice thought. But you can do so by returning to the mindfulness of a child's joy. Quiet, simplicity, and coloring. And solitude became my sanctuary too in recent months. Not isolation, but chosen seclusion in the calm of winter in a neighborhood that's very quiet, where half of the residents are out of town in their other home somewhere else. A season of dormancy and restoration is all we need. Time without noise, without needing to perform or decide anything. And in that stillness, I wasn't avoiding life. I was preparing for it, for a new chapter. Because sometimes growth doesn't look like movement and action. Sometimes it just looks like rest. And sometimes stillness and mindfulness is the work. To do nothing is the work. To restore myself into action for the next chapter in my life is my job. Fun glitter images and smudges on my tablecloth, my table. I brought color back into my life while healing my inner child's joy. It's a good thing. So, what if feeling depleted isn't failure at all, but just your body's helpful feedback for you, giving you a strong message to be still? And what if stillness does more for you than effort ever could by being way too busy and burn out? That's a good thought, right? To contemplate. Ready for healing that's raw, real, and actually helpful? Hi, I'm Faye, host of Soul Unfiltered, the podcast that ditches the spiritual woo woo and dives deep into grief, energy, intuition, healing, and emotional truth. Join me for sacred storytelling, practical healing tools, and soul level insight. Subscribe now and tune in to Transformation Talk Radio every fourth Wednesday of each month at 11 a.m. Pacific Time, and start your healing journey at fayeinspiredhealing.com. If you're feeling stressed, overwhelmed, or in grief, I'm here to help. I'm Faye Lao, intuitive healer and founder of Faye Inspired Healing. Through soul-guided sessions, I help you reconnect with your body's wisdom and inner truth. Whether you're healing from loss, letting go of pain, or rising into elevated energies, my work combines energy clearing, grief support, and spiritual coaching. Schedule a session or learn more at fayeinspiredhealing.com. Let's talk about moving ourselves with meaning. Talk a little bit about karma and choices. So, as this new chapter in my life begins, I can feel a shift, not into chaos, but into readiness. After a long season of slowing down, reflecting, and allowing things to complete, there's energy returning, not frantic energy, not pressure, just a steadier, calmer movement. Kind that comes when you finally know what you're not carrying forward, the unnecessary past into the future. Being in present time is really desirable for better enjoyment of your life. Here's an example. Have you ever visited a place and all you did was spend time taking photos and selfies? That's when you saw everything through a camera lens. And now, did you remember that trip afterwards? Well, yes, only after you looked at the photos in your cell phone gallery, right? So let's get in present time for more fun, because clarity or enjoyment doesn't come from rushing ahead. It comes from recognizing what's already finished and sometimes choosing not to repeat it. And that's where another story comes in. For a long time, my life felt like I moved in cycles rather than straight lines. Cycles of hope, separation, reunion, letting go. And at some point in my life, I realized that my relationship history could be summarized by one large tool, U-Haul trucks. Over the span of about 15 years, there were breakups, reunions, separations, getting back together, divorce, more loose threads, boxes, bubble wrap, moving blankets, chipped furniture, dented washing machines, screaming cats in a U-Haul truck, and convincing myself that this time it will all be better. That's called hope and optimism. And at one point, I joked with my ex that our local U-Haul rep shouldn't be getting all those freebies from us, all the money. You know, he should have given my ex a frequency card like at Subway sandwiches. Buy 10-foot-long subs, get one free. Rent 10 U-Haul trucks, get one free. Well, the ex was not amused. He was the one loading the truck again in the summer. His choice. Turns out loading a U-Haul truck is a lot harder than making a sub in the summer heat. And by the way, ex-hubby is quite skinny these days. He lost 33 pounds in 6 months' time. He misses my cooking. I need to lose weight, and he offered to cook for me. No thanks. We're both at peace. And by the way, humor matters because when we can laugh at ourselves over some drama, we start to become more neutral in our perspective, seeing it as an outsider looking into the past, and we can heal with humor. So over time, we can laugh at the absurdity of the drama we went through or gave each other from a more detached viewpoint. And eventually we can realize, oh, it was much ado about nothing after all. We can more easily move on with our lives. When my clients show up in grief, I sometimes assign them homework. I give them a list of some of the silliest, funniest, dumbest movies to watch to cheer them up. And it works wonders when they do their homework. Laughter can change and raise your consciousness into lighter energies. Personal healing. It's great. When we laugh, our hearts lighten up. We can start to understand the lessons from the past to gain some wisdom moving forward. I should have a PhD in relationships by now, but I don't, just from experience. And with understanding comes peace, followed by hopefully forgiveness. Some people never forgive. My sister is one of those people. Some forgive quickly, only to be resentful again. And some people just need more time. In no particular order, by the way, really. It comes to you when awareness comes to you. That's a work in progress for practically anyone who's still figuring out their lessons from the relationship. What did you learn? Boundaries? Assertiveness? Surrender? Self defense? To love? To let go of love? To broker peace? To nurture? It is your soul's journey to figure that out for yourself over time. And by the way, karma is not punishment. It's more of a repetition of lessons in the theater of earth when we come down here to this planet to live another life. If you believe in that premise, with an opportunity to learn something a little deeper each time, the same lesson, just keep practicing. It's like an actor filming a scene for a movie, right? If you miss your lines, you get another take and another chance to hope you've learned that lesson the next time around. That's the work for our soul's evolution and growth. We don't return to situations because we are weak or clingy. We return sometimes because we have hope. And hope isn't necessarily foolish or naive. It's just wonderfully persistent at learning when you look at it from that perspective, right? So, how many times do we repeat a pattern before we learn from it? It's up to us to figure out our timing, isn't it? Free will is a nice thing to have, really. Hope is what keeps us trying, and awareness, it's what lets us pause, the lesson learned, that aha moment that helps you draw a boundary to call a break if needed. Sometimes love keeps us in a cycle longer than we need it to, not because love is wrong, but because the relationship has already taught what we needed to learn. Ending doesn't need to cancel the love. It simply means the lesson of the relationship allows your soul to feel complete at last, and then move on to the next lesson with another person or circumstance or place, and start a new chapter in your learning and growth. You know, we don't talk about that much because we're taught that endings mean failure. They're not. They're really not. Not in my mind, anyway. You may think differently. That's your choice. But many endings are actually very peaceful once we stop fighting the prospect of ending. Resistance is what makes everything harder. Peace doesn't always mean staying connected either. Sometimes peace means letting go gently, lovingly. And letting go doesn't require anger or drama. It can be downright boring and normal. Boring is good when your life has had too much drama. We need honesty, some clear boundaries, compassion for all, and that is a healthy way to let go in peace, compassion, and loving kindness. What a thought, right? Let's choose peace and walk it into the world, shall we? There's a big difference between reacting and responding. Most of us know that, but it's harder to practice in real life. Reacting comes from urgency, from maybe panic, and responding comes from clarity and rational minds. I was reminded of that recently in a really practical way through a situation involving my home sale. Hasn't sold yet, by the way. I have my house in the market still in a slow selling season in a winter. That's okay. There wasn't an alleged offer that would have required me to put my life on hold for months. And it didn't happen because I said no. And what didn't happen turned out to be a gift. It gave me freedom. Freedom to continue enjoying my house, freedom to say no, freedom to move, to travel, freedom to choose my own timing as I wish, and celebrate my own boundaries and choices, taking ownership of what I really want in my life with this house, right? And sometimes clarity doesn't come to us when we fight harder for an outcome. It just arrives because we stop worrying and let life resolve itself in its own divine timing. And speaking of peace, it's It's in the news a lot, thankfully. In choosing peace and walking it into the world. Thankfully, in our wonky little world right now, I have been very inspired by the ongoing journey of a group of Buddhist monks and a gentle, sweet little dog walking across the country. Aloka is the dog's name. They have been walking for months, this group of Buddhist monks from Texas, since October 25. And they will continue to walk until February of this year, completing 2,300 miles trek from Texas to Washington, D.C. to show peace to the world, model the peace. It's a very inspiring journey to witness them on foot every day, staying the course with a lot of dedication, strength in body and spirit. That's painful, walking 2,300 miles. My gosh, I don't know that I can walk 5 miles in one sitting or in one walk. They walk in silence. They're not protesting. They're not preaching. They're just walking. They ask for nothing, just peace, love, kindness, compassion, and silence. You can't pray when it's noisy. It's kind of hard to do that. You can't meditate when it's noisy. So they walk in silent prayer and meditation for peace. And when they face unkindness and even violence, they don't react. They don't escalate. They just keep walking, taking the high road into peace. Their presence is powerful. People who meet them weep in their presence sometimes because they're overwhelmed by their peace and their gentleness. Some people have never seen that before, feeling peace from someone else. Their energies of compassion, loving kindness, and in silence. Peace doesn't need to be loud to be created, only needs to be felt and modeled by our way showers. These courageous, brave, and very resilient and strong in body and strong in mind, Buddhist monks. I've trained to be that way over years and years and years of mindfulness and meditation. Let's talk about how your own peace can ripple outward towards others. Have you been feeling like you've been on a wild roller coaster ride lately? I certainly have. So here's a little truth. What we carry inside ourselves affects the world around us, if you don't know that already by now. Ever walk into a room and somebody's grumpy and they're making a lot of noise, and later on everybody else feels grumpy too? That's rippling outward. And what is happening in the world, sometimes we absorb it into our own being. Sometimes your mood's not your mood. You pick that up from somebody else. Mistaking some of those energies as our own. Our thoughts, our moods, our energies, blended with outset energies that we carry. We are energetically contagious. Not just germs, but energies. So, are we all ready for some peace? When we calm ourselves, we calm the space we're in. And when we pause instead of reacting, our energies soften. Peace isn't about doing nothing, it's about being intentional. It shows up how we speak, how we listen, how we respond, or choose not to. And this is how healing into peace ripples outward into the world. Quietly, love and compassion, and there's much to learn in silence. So let's walk peace forward and plant the seeds of the year. We can walk in our minds. We're not going to walk 2,300 miles unless you want to. And as we move forward towards the close of this chat, I want to offer this reflection. Not as a challenge, but in sharing as an acknowledgement of your own empowerment, by the way. What if this year isn't asking you to become someone new, but to live more fully as who you already are? What if peace isn't something you need to chase or earn, but something you already embody and practice? Quietly, maybe imperfectly, but mindfully. And by the way, being imperfect is not a big deal. Have that intention. And it can happen in a flash to ripple outwards into the world, your thoughts, even if they are short thoughts. And what if hope isn't naive at all, but a form of courage you return to again and again? If you're listening to this, chances are you already care deeply about everyone in the world. You already pause and notice and respond with kindness, even when it isn't easy. That makes you a way shower, a peacemaker, whether you've ever been called that or not, or whether you even call yourself that or not. So rather than setting goals or fixing anything for that imaginary performance review you don't want to do because it's no fun, especially at work, I'd like to invite you into one more sweet moment of meditation, not to change you, but to renew the energy of peace you already carry. A little light energy, refreshing moment to settle back into your body and your breath and your quiet intention to walk forward with clarity and care. Let's take that moment together now. Let's walk peace forward and plant the seeds of the year. Take this moment now to settle in again, right where you are, comfortable and cozy. Allow your breath to slow, easy in and easy out. Nothing to fix, nothing to do, nothing to achieve. Just being here with yourself is perfect in your own intentions. Close your eyes, relax your body again and get more comfortable. And in your mind's eye, imagine yourself gently standing up, not rushing, not straining, just ready to move. You begin to walk forward in your path at your own pace, one step at a time. This walk isn't about getting anywhere fast, it's just about how you walk. Feel the ground beneath your feet, steady, grounded, supportive. Bring in another golden sun if you like, from the crown of your head all the way to your feet, towards the center of the earth to anchor you in groundedness and nourishment from the earth. With each step, you feel more present, more grounded, more at ease. And as you walk, imagine this is the walk you'll take into the year ahead. Not racing, not pushing, no hurry, just moving forward with ease and grace and care. You notice the world around you. What do you see? Does your walking path have the trails and the trees, flowers, and open sky? Perfect. Make it perfect for you. Are there songbirds flying by, squirrels running up trees, or other wildlife nearby? Each living their own peace. Perfect for them. As you walk, you begin planting seeds along the way, seeds in your hand, seeds of love, seeds of kindness, seeds of compassion, seeds of peace and light. You don't need to see them grow. Spread some seeds and keep walking. You don't need to manage them. You simply plant and keep walking. Here's a seed of patience. Here's a seed of kindness. You toss them to the ground, into this fertile earth, moist and ready to nourish the seed's growth. A seed of calm, a seed of honesty, a seed of rest, a seed of integrity. Nothing dramatic, just quiet and care. And as you walk, begin to imagine how peace shows up in your everyday life and spread those seeds as well into the earth. Peace when you wake up, peace before the day begins. Imagine yourself lying in bed, maybe, taking a slow breath before drifting off to sleep again and letting the day be done. A simple thank you may come to mind. Thank you for rest and for the chance for a new day tomorrow. And then you sleep free of the cares of the world. You only carry all the seeds of hope. And in your sleep, you continue walking. Imagine yourself eating a meal, slowing down, looking at the food in front of you, and you smile and offer gratitude. Thank you for this food and for everyone who had a hand in bringing it to me, to my table, to nourish me as I carry the seeds of peace. You eat, present, grateful, unrushed. And another step forward, you imagine yourself near flowing water, clear, sparkling, refreshing. You notice how fortunate it is to have clean water that refreshes you and the land and nurtures your growth and the land and the seeds of change. Then maybe you think, thank you for this water and for the life it brings. Thank you, rain and snow. And you keep walking, taking in a few more deep breaths. And you laugh and think, thank you for this pause and for the reminder to breathe. I forgot I needed oxygen. And so do seeds. You plant more seeds of love. You continue walking. And imagine a moment when someone may say something annoying or tries to provoke you. You feel your calm strength, calm, peace, compassion, patience, and love. This isn't weakness, this is strength. This is choosing peace on purpose. And you think quietly, thank you for the choice to respond with care or not respond at all. Another seed planted of patience. And as you walk, you know that you're part of something bigger, in a connected way, like many people all over the world, walking their own paths, planting their own quiet seeds of hope and joy. And together, those seeds matter in unity. Don't need to fix the world today. You don't need to carry it even. Just walk with intention for your own peace. And you smile again and offer one last thank you just for being yourself right now. Perfect as you are, in your own peace, in your own love, your own calm, in your own kindness, your own compassion for yourself and others. Thank you for yourself, for being who you are. In this time of need for peace in the world, you are a way shower. You are a peacemaker. You continue walking peacefully, planting seeds without rushing a harvest. And as this walk gently comes to a close, bring your awareness back to your breath, your body, space around you. Feel your feet where they are. Feel the support beneath you. Take one slow breath in, let it out gently, peacefully. And when you're ready, open your eyes and come back to the present, carrying with you the quiet strength of walking peace forward for the world and the trust that your steps make a difference in unity. In blessing the way showers, peace does not need to be loud, only lived. And we hold in our hearts those who walk the path of peace, the quiet way showers, the ones whose silent presence is a prayer. May they be protected and supported. May you be protected and supported. May their steady footsteps remind us, and may you remind us, that peace does not need to shout, and love does not need to prove itself. May the example shown by all the way showers and peacemakers awaken within us a remembering every step taken in peace leaves a healing imprint upon the world. We honor them and you for showing us the way in walking our own paths. In kindness, compassion, peace, love, and light in unity. As we quietly bless all those who walk peace into the world, reminding us that love is stronger when it is lived. Thank you, listeners, for tuning in to Faye Inspired Healing and Soul Unfiltered. Truth is spoken, energies are cleared, and healing gets real. I hope this mindfulness meditation has been a benefit to you and support you in your growth as you walk forward in 2026 to face the world in front of us as it is. In peace, calm, and grace, and light. And if today's conversation supported you and brightened your day, I invite you to continue your healing journey with me. If you're ready to explore more, you can learn more about my healing work at fayeinspiredhealing.com or connect me via email at fayeinspiredhealing@outlook.com. Until next time, in peace, in love, and in healing, blessings to all in our oneness and light. And thank you for joining me today. Until next time, this is Faye Lao, Soul Unfiltered. Thank you for listening to Soul Unfiltered with me, Faye Lao, where truth is spoken, energies are cleared, and healing gets real. If you felt seen, stirred, or supported, be sure to subscribe, like, and share the show. And don't forget to tune in every fourth Wednesday of the month at 11 a.m. Pacific Time on Transformation Talk Radio for more raw, real, and liberating conversations. Do you want to go deeper? Schedule a free call with me at fayeinspiredhealing.com, and that's fayeinspiredhealing.com. Until next time, keep showing up soul first. This is Soul Unfiltered.